What's up, guys? It's your boy Miz. I'm here today to break down the Oregon and Texas Tech game. Man, this was a good one. This was an impressive win by Oregon. Man, they came in there and took care of business. A lot of people, had the JMU game win and they gave up some yardage. And, I think JMU got 33 points. But the whole thing, I was telling people, I'm like, man, the team got relaxed because it was 34-3 at one point, and they let JMU get some yardage. They knew they was never gonna lose that game. They knew this was the game. So this game, man, they came in balling. The biggest, when you look at the time of possession for this game, man, Oregon had the ball 38 minutes. Tech had it 22 minutes. Man, and I know they lost, but man, that Tech defense played their ass off to be on the field that much and give up, the last touchdown, but really, essentially give up 16 points, but like I said, I know they got the last touchdown, got a 23, but to be on the field 38 minutes and your defense give up only 23 points, man, that's impressive. That defense really, I can tell how good that defense is, man. But anyways, guys, man, like I say, man, in Oregon, they was real aggressive. Dan Lanning, I felt like he was going for every fourth down. To tell the truth, this game should have been probably 30-40 to something to 0. Because, like I said, Oregon made a lot of mistakes, not far as turnovers, but just mishandling the snaps, like the center snapping the ball on the ground, just little mistakes through the game, which they'll have to clean up in the next round versus Indiana. But anyways, man, Dan Lanning shows again how great of a coach he is. I love Dan Lanning's energy. Like I say, he's always electric on the sideline. But like I said, man, Tech, they did lose. But like I said, man, I want to give a shout out to David Bailey, man. He was playing his ass off this game. Like I said, man, they defense showed up. Offense, I don't know what their offense was doing because, like I said, man, Morton, he looked lost. He was in a blender this game. He was confused. He was seeing ghosts. He was, like I said, man, they couldn't get nothing going on offense. And the one time they did, when he got to the end zone, he threw another interception. Like I said, he threw 2 interceptions this game. But anyway, like I said, man, this game, it started out early, kind of back and forth. You can't, see where it's going. Oregon started getting something going. Tech gets a big stop. Like I said, Oregon settled for a field goal. But the player of the game, to me, everybody should know his name. If you didn't know his name, because I didn't know it, Brandon Finney. Man, that guy was balling. To come out and have a forced fumble, 2 interceptions, man, that if he wasn't on some draft boards, and I know he was a 5-star, commit, so everybody knew he was gonna be great. But to come out and have a performance like that, that's impressive. You jumped on draft boards, people wait, who's that guy? What's his name? Because like I said, man, to that Tech defense, as good as it's known, for you to be the player to stand out wait a minute, that guy looks like a shutdown cornerback. And then, like I said, man, then Oregon, like I said, really aggressive. Oregon had a fake punt this game. Like I say, Dan Lanning, he just showed that, which it'll be interesting going in the Indiana game, because I don't think he'll change his style. I think he's going to stay aggressive. But like I say, Dan Lanning was hella aggressive, man. Oregon was forcing fumbles, forcing turnovers, man. And like I say, even the times that they were settling for field goals, well, I think that's the reason he was going for the fourth downs, when it was short yardage. Because I was thinking, dang, man, at a certain point, just going to get some points. And he did eventually, but he was going for a fourth downs when he could have kicked an easy field goal and got 3 points. I don't think Dan Lanning was never scared that this Tech offense was going to do anything. And yes, I know everybody all year was like, man, how good is Texas Tech? Yeah, the toughest team they played was BYU. And watching this team, Tech defense really showed me that they a great defense. Now, the offense, like I said, left a lot to be desired. But like I said, I'll give Oregon credit for that because Oregon balled out and shut them out. Like I said, man, Oregon, man, they was, like I say, this was in the, first half, man, I think Oregon had the ball 22 minutes, 198 total yards. Tech had the ball about almost 8 minutes for the first half. So like I said, man, your defense is just being left on the field all day. And like I said, man, if your defense wasn't as great as it was, that game when it came down to in the fourth quarter, even though y'all was getting manhandled, you still had chances to win the game. They still had plenty of chances to take some opportunities and win. But like I said, couldn't get it done. Another thing, guys, I want to shout out to Dante Moore. Watching him early in the season to now, you can tell he's progressed as a player. Watching him when the Indiana game, mistakes that he made, you can tell now he's taking that check down. If the check down there, he's taking it. He, like I said, he had the one interception, but for the most part, he was really safe with the football. Man, he could throw a pretty ball. The back shoulder, spinning out of traffic, like he was awesome. Like I said, and I love just the way he was in control of the offense. But like I said, man, with the mistakes they was making, even though Oregon did win, it's some mistakes they gonna have to definitely clean up once they play Indiana, because Indiana will capitalize on that. But like the drive before the half out, they getting the ball moving, they moving it, boom, boom, boom. Dante Moore, he's on time and he's hitting people in stride. All of a sudden, center snaps the ball on the ground. Dante Moore has to jump on it. You can't have them type of plays once you're trying to win a championship. You can't have them mental lapses. You got to clean that stuff up. But like I said, man, Oregon, great game. Like I said, I just want to come on here to give kudos to them because, like I said, man, it was a good game. I know a lot of people wasn't. A lot of people was tuning in. You know, Ole Miss, Georgia, and you know, Bama, Indiana. But, man, Oregon, they came out there, and that defense showed me something. I always know Oregon offense, kind of what their offense going to be. But that defense showed something that day. Now, I know Tech may not have the best offense ever, but, man, that defense, like I say, they came to play. They gave up nothing. Even once Tech got in the red zone, they still said you will get nada. But anyways, guys, hey, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you next time.